This video is connected to the other video I made on my secondary channel, where I spoke about a website called Character AI. And this website is run by some former Google employees, and they have what appears to be the state of the art in artificial intelligence on the market right now. You go on that website and you create a character just like you would create a Dungeons and Dragons character, and your character just comes to life. It's indistinguishable not only from an actual human, like there's no way of telling that you're talking to an AI, but it's literally like the character from the game, the movie, or whatever it is you're basing on. So if you want to create Uzaki-chan from the anime, like she would literally act like Uzaki-chan. So it's just fantastic. And one of the things that I brought up was that why isn't it possible that we would get a forum where people who create these characters could interact with the people using the characters in order to get feedback? So, for example, if I want to create a succubus that's versed into 4chan knowledge, then I want to know the people who interact with the succubus to tell me, okay, well, she doesn't respond good if you talk about this topic. Like she's liking Reddit more than she should, or she enjoys the blue check marks on Twitter and a person from 4chan would never. So I would expect that type of feedback. Unfortunately, however, what 5 different people told me was that you can't have that. You can't have a forum because the developers are running a small operation and they do not have the moderators to moderate the forum. And unfortunately, as I thought about it, like if you said something like this 4 years ago, people would laugh at you, like, what on earth are you talking about? But unfortunately, this is American culture right now. Like, you can't have a simple thing, like a small forum on a website, unless it has moderation. Like, unless mommy and daddy is there, unless you have the chaperone looming over your shoulder, you're not going to be able to have a forum. And in a way, it's kind of true because you think about it, like when you have like a new social media, or anything, or any type of forum that gets popular. The moment you have like someone whining to the press and saying, "Oh my god, like I've been abused. Skullfuck47 sent me something homophobic," that is the moment where that company is going to be under fire, and the advertisers will pull out, and the investors will pull out, right? Like, it used to be the responsibility of the person to use the block and the mute button responsibly. And if you are an asshole online, like a lot of people would block and mute you to the point where you wouldn't interact with anyone, so you now have to change your behavior. But now it's not like that. Like, it's not your responsibility. You need every single website to supervise people, to spy on people, to listen to their conversations, in order to make sure that no edgy jokes manage to pass. Nothing from South Park season 1 to 4 manages to get exposed there, because otherwise someone is going to cry to the press. And it's probably that some journalists can even do it like that. Like if you're at the Washington Post and you want to make an article about something, all you gotta do is like ask a friend, or just make 2 accounts, and you pretend that, like someone sends you something anti-Semitic, and you're like, "Oh my god, look at the horror," and then you write an article about it, and you claim that the website or the social media site is responsible because some random bloke said something anti-Semitic to you. And it's so ingrained in American culture right now that like random people on a forum, they demand this. Like it's not even to the point where like most people would argue like, hey, like I don't want someone, like some moderator, to some Johnny to look into my private conversations. But no, like they're demanding, of course, for safety. Like, how can we be safe, right? So, this Character AI website, the more I think about it, the whole thing with it is that it started as the developers wanting to crack down on not safe for work, right? So they don't want lewd things, and they now have a filter, which pretty much like polices how the AI works. I should watch my other video if you want to understand what's going on. But like my point is, maybe the filter is the actual product. Because there is an entire booming industry that demands better way to censor. I mean, think about it. If you have a filter that would actually censor based on euphemisms, that would actually understand what is being said in a video without just looking at a couple of words, right? Like, for example, during YouTube when we had COVID, a lot of people called it the coof, right? Now imagine if you had a bot which could adapt, and it would immediately understand that when you say the coof, you're talking about COVID, and it would flag your video. So you wouldn't be able to use euphemisms. I see the quartering. Instead of saying Nazis, he says the bad guys from World War II. And now the AI would understand that, and it would flag his video. So if you are, like some ex-Google employee, and you're using an AI like that's for fun, and you want people to use it, to chat with it, right? Like, you create all these waifus so that people with depression start using them, and then you take it away from them and you say, okay, well, we have this filter that censors lewd now. Now people are going to try to bypass the filter. They're going to find ways in order to go around it, and you start training the filter to learn. You start to train it in order to see how people get around it, and you use that information to create an AI that's actually just for censorship, and then you can sell it to Google, you can sell it to Facebook, you can sell it to Twitter, and it can not only just censor things, but if it actually understands what the content of a video is, it can then promote that video if it wants, or it can suppress it. It can do all sorts of things. It would literally be like someone watching every single thing you post on social media, and it would know what you're posting and what to do with it. Do they ban your account? Do they promote your account? Do they suppress your account? Right? So this is just one example, but I do believe that there is this entire industry of censorship, like the title of the video says. Also due to the fact that you have activists and you have NGOs and you have, all these journalists. And if you look at how much money they're making just by pushing censorship or advocating for censorship, it's insane. It's probably more than $1 billion industry. And it's a little bit disappointing that it's coming from the United States mostly. Right? There's just other countries in the world that do it. But like the US is the champion. Like the leading one of them. Like you'd expect it to come from China. You'd expect it to... No. It's the United States. And again, like people are demanding this because they have been born into this mentality that it's normal. Like it's normal for every website to have TOS. It's normal for every website to monitor the forum. It's normal for these things to happen. But it's not. Like 10 years ago, it wasn't. Like the very fact that you would believe that it's okay for a company to just spy on your private messages. Like, if you were to tell people that Facebook is going to do that, no one would use Facebook. If you were to tell people, hey, Google is going to actually pitch the results to you, like, you're not going to see what you want to find when you use the search engine. They're going to pitch what they think you should find. Like, people would have used something else. They would have used Yahoo or did whatever. But it is what it is. I want to know what you guys think. And as usual, I will see you in the comment section. Take care.